The Earth Dragon rivalry is finally put to rest with the 12th episode of the Soma Spider So What. A very long fight. I guess it's a nice tribute to the CGI work that the folks are doing at Milpenzi. That it is not a series that even when they are using CGI for pretty much everything Kumiko related is technically doing a slightly better job than the actual animators on the other side, but that is technically what we're kind of expected with the studio itself, being from what works they've done in the past. But yeah, good episode overall. I'm still not a huge fan of watching almost an entire episode of CGI combat, but there was some nice clever shots in there here and there as Kumiko went up against the Earth Dragon. But the more interesting bits is more at the conclusion of the battle itself, as Kumiko pretty much destroyed herself. I mean, she had to cut herself in half, lost one eye, had a pierce in her head. Uh, she managed to take down the dragon, and as it kind of, in its final moments, kind of gave up, kind of find out that she used some kind of ability in order to kind of drain him down of his SP, and that was the trick that she used in order to overcome him. But he kind of, stood there and just kind of gave up. Like, okay, well, you won. Stands up straight, kind of proudly, and just kind of gives up. And it was like at this very moment, I'm like, I wonder if this is gonna be like her first disciple. She'd be like, okay, you're joining me. You'll be in my army going forward. Again, if we assume that the demon lord is Kumiko. But no, she's just like, she gets really angry because she's like, I'm fighting to survive this entire time, and you just give up. It frustrated her so much because it was like, I've been going through so much hell and striving to survive in my last moments constantly, and you're just going to give up instead. Like, I don't give up, and it frustrates her that he's giving up. Her rival basically is giving up at his lowest when she would chose not to. But yeah, she just nukes him. So I'm like, I guess not. I guess he's not going to be a disciple. But yeah, that was interesting. Now here's the big kind of question mark moment. Right after she defeats this dragon, this Earth Dragon specifically, it cuts back to the future time where we have the Demon Lord, and she's talking to one of her servants, and she's like, "Have you ever fought an Earth Dragon?" And he's like, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm basically reminiscing of days of old where apparently the Demon Lord had fought Earth Dragons. They're really tough, whatever." So it's like right here, we're pushing really hard on like, this is Kumiko. Now, I'm gonna put a big button there because Kumiko, the Demon Lord, does not have one. I almost want to say now. I'm of two minds. I'm of two minds. This seems a little bit too on the nose. This could be either confirmation, because we're jumping right over here and we're saying, I fought a Demon Lord, or I fought an Earth Dragon right after we see the past this Kumiko in the past beat an Earth Dragon. Or it could be the writer trying to mislead the viewer. That obviously a Demon Lord, if you assume that this is not Kumiko, it is obvious that a Demon Lord probably, it's not obviously, it's not a far stretch to believe that a Demon Lord had fought a dragon here and there. So, is it the writer misdirecting us? Is it the writer misleading us into believing that the Demon Lord is Kumiko? I did want to point out one thing. I did not bring up the rot magic in my previous impressions, and my brother, messaged me and said, "You didn't catch that?" And I'm like, "No, I caught the rot magic thing." And he's like, "Well, it showed that right after Kumiko used rot magic." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that she is Kumiko. Again, that could be a misdirection, making you believe that the white cladded girl is Kumiko." My actual thought process, and I totally, yeah, this is what I actually forgot to bring up in that, is that my mind is more going, I didn't bring it up because it's not confirmed yet, but my mind is going more in the idea that I believe that a lot of these, at least the Demon Lord and the white cladded lady, are manifestations of different minds of Kumiko. So my crazy theory is that the white cladded girl and the Demon Lord are both Kumiko. That we have in the past Kumiko, she has multiple minds, basically, that are able to work on multiple things at the same time. My theory is that she split herself into multiples. So the White Clouded Lady is a personification of Kumiko. The Demon Lord is a personification of Kumiko. Of course, the big, and I don't want to look into this because I'm afraid of it, and she could just be altering her voice. The interesting thing is to note is that the Demon Lord herself does not sound like Aoyuki, and Aoyuki obviously is voicing Kumiko. Now again, she could just be, she does have a certain tone of hers, but she doesn't have her very kind of, Aoyuki has a very kind of distinct draw that she has, a very kind of, what's the best way to it's like what the way that she draws out her vowels is very distinct to Aoyuki. And I don't hear that in the Demon Lord. And again, she could just be avoiding that. They could have got a different Seiyu just to not make it that obvious. Like I said, I'm not going to look up the Seiyu because I'm afraid it's going to show that, and then it's like, boom, obviously. But we haven't heard the White Clouded Lady yet. She hasn't spoke. And so, or spoken. So we don't know if she might have Aoyuki's voice. And I hope that they don't, because then that's, again, super obvious. You don't really want to do that. You want to keep that kind of hidden under possibly different Seiyus. So that's my theory, is that either, you know, Demon Lord is Kumiko, and she just has disciples with her that she's bestowing her abilities on, or the Demon Lord and the White Clouded Lady are both different minds of her that's separated into multiple beings, or that the writer is just completely trying to misdirect us into believing that, oh, rot magic, that's obviously Kumiko. Oh, Demon Lord says something about Earth Dragons, obviously Kumiko. We're throwing out possible misdirections, or they're all the same. So that is my theory. If you wanted my thoughts on those two aspects, then I apologize for not technically getting into that more in the last episodes. Like I said, it's hard for me to really dive into things unless we have some kind of sense. And just, well, it has rot magic. Well, a lot of things have rot magic. So there you go. That's my thoughts on that. The only other thing that was in the episode is that at the very end, we see Shun's pretty much convinced, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for my brother. And then we cut to the teacher rushing to Shun. And so this is what I was talking about in the last impressions was, I wonder what the teacher's going to think of this, because in order for him to become the hero, he's going to have to start raising skills. And the teacher just, distinctly told him, everybody, don't raise skills. And again, reverted Hugo's. So I'm curious what that'll end up turning into. It feels like a lot of things are being built up to right now. Like at the end of that episode was like, this was the first core, get ready for the second core. That's what it really felt like. And it almost feels like there's going to be a gap. Like I'm wondering if there's going to be a skip week. But yeah, so Hugo's also showed up, and he's obviously still being a little butthurt edge boy. So I really don't care about Hugo at this point. I really don't even care why they focus so much on him. I know they're trying to go for the whole one of the students got to be the bad guy. I really don't care about Hugo, but he's there, so he's obviously going to fight and maybe kill the teacher or something. But yeah, teacher trying to get rushing there to stop Shun from skilling up. Shun's wanting to skill up. Demon Lord's obviously still doing her campaign. Kumiko has finally, apparently, gotten to the exit finally. I finally have Kumiko get a ray of sunshine on herself after, 12 episodes of grinding and defeating her rival. But, yeah. Interesting stuff. We'll see where it goes from here. Exciting either way. Hope you guys enjoyed my impressions of episode 12 of So I'm a Spider, So What. Looking forward to more in the coming season. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, if you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you all enjoyed, and y'all take care.